Hello, I'm Lori Forbes, and today I'm going to take you through my life and the development that occurred during it. First, we start out with my birth. I was born on September 24th, 1994 at 1:44 p.m. in Sylacauga Hospital in Sylacauga, Alabama. I was 7 pounds 4 ounces and 19 inches long. I was the first child of my parents, Johnny and Melinda Forbes. I was planned, and I believe that this helped and had a positive influence on my development. I was bottle fed, which didn't have any effect on my development. I was the average weight. I had normal brain development, good reflexes, and good gross and fine motor skills. The only physical issues that I had was I had acid reflux, but that's very common in babies. And also my hips were out of line, and I had to wear a diaper brace to align my hips during growth. I had to wear this for the first 4 months of my life. Physical development during the first 3 years of life includes weight increases, brain continues to develop rapidly, reflexes begin appearing, and fine and gross motor skills appear. Cognitive development in the first 3 years includes the information processing approach, which is whenever it focuses on the perception, learning, memory, and problem solving, and it aims to discover how children process information from the time they encounter it until they use it. And children become more curious of the world during this age. They begin watching and learning from others around them, and they learn by reactions to issues, and they learn to solve problems by watching others. This photo demonstrates both physical and cognitive development in myself. Physically, because I'm using my gross motor skills during crawling, and also cognitively because I am becoming more curious of the world and I am wanting to explore and do things on my own. This photo also demonstrates cognitive and physical development. Physically, I'm using my gross motor skills and I'm beginning to pull up at this age and I'm beginning to try and walk. And I'm also using my fine motor skills because I am grasping things such as my toy, and cognitive because I'm wanting to explore, as I said before, and also with me putting the toy in my mouth, that's cognitively learning too. Finally, we have psychosocial development. Erikson's trust versus mistrust. This is when kids begin learning to trust and rely on their caregivers for things, and they begin developing their personality. This is a photo of me and my parents, and as you can tell, I've developed trust with them. I've learned that they are there to love me and protect me and to take care of me. And my personality at this time was that I was a slow to warm up child. I did not like change that often, and I was very slow to warm up to strangers. Next, we have physical development in early childhood, which is ages 3 to 6. Children become taller and more slender. Their limbs begin to become longer, and they become more proportioned. They become stronger, and gross and fine motor skills increase. In this photo, you can see that my gross motor skills have increased dramatically. I've gone from pulling up and crawling and just stumbling around to walking to where I can climb up a ladder and go up and down slides and running and playing on my swing set. Next, we have cognitive development in early childhood. This is Erikson's pre-operational stage. Children become more sophisticated in their use of symbolic thought, but they're not yet able to use logic. They participate in pretend play, which involves imaginary people or situations, and they are very egocentric, which means that it's hard for them to consider another person's point of view. And in these photos, the first photo, the one on the left, you can see that I'm participating in pretend play. I have on dress-up clothes, and I have a dog that I'm playing with, and those are involved in my cognitive development. And also, the birth of my sister, Brittany, influenced my cognitive development because it made my egocentrism lower, because I was about to realize that everything wasn't about me anymore only. It was about me and my sister. Finally, we have psychosocial development in early childhood. This is initiative versus guilt. This is when they begin to balance the urge to pursue a goal with moral restrictions that may prevent carrying them out. They begin discovering their gender, and they also begin understanding discipline. I, as a child, as you could see from pictures, was gender typed at an early age. I wore girl things, I played with girl toys, which had some influence on my female gender. I had very authoritative parents who allowed me to give my feelings on a situation, and they took those into consideration, but no matter what, it always was their consequences. They always decided on how to discipline my behavior or reward my behavior. My discipline consisted of spanking and timeout, and this helped me learn right from wrong by Erikson's operant conditioning. Next, we have the physical development of middle childhood. This is ages 6 to 11. You have an increase in height and weight, and the baby teeth began falling out and become replaced with adult teeth. As you can see in this picture, I've gained weight, I've gotten taller, and my teeth, my front tooth right here, has fallen out, which was very exciting for me. Next, we have the cognitive development in middle childhood. This is the concrete operation stage. Children develop logic, but not abstract thinking. Their moral reasoning and understanding develops, and they become more flexible with their thinking. I personally was never assessed with the IQ tests, but I was very intelligent and mature for my age. I never had big behavioral issues. I, of course, got in trouble, as children do, but overall, I was a good child and a good student. Next, we have psychosocial development in middle childhood. This is the industry versus inferiority. Children learn the productive skills their culture requires, or else face feelings of inferiority. They want praise from peers and adults. And as you can see in this picture, this is me and one of my classmates when I was in elementary school. We both were honor students, and we really longed for the praise from our parents that we received for getting those A's, which encouraged us to do it more. Next, we have the physical development in adolescence, which is ages 11 through 19 years. During this time, puberty begins, the body begins to change, you become obsessed more with your body image, and you become more adventurous. As you can see in this photo of me being adventurous, this is when I was about 11 or 12. I was bungee jumping for the first time with my youth group when we went to Tennessee. And you can also see how my body has changed from a child to a young woman. It's beginning to make that change. Next, we have cognitive development, which is formal operations. This is when you develop the ability to think abstractly. You think in terms of what might be instead of just what is. Of course, you have mood swings during adolescence and behavioral issues. I was a very calm child. I never had bad behavior or rebelled against my parents, I guess you could say. Of course, I had mood swings, yes, like every adolescent child does, but overall, I I was a pretty good child. Um, I was the quiet one in my group. I always felt that I had an imaginary audience, that they were present, and I was very self-conscious about myself. And this is a picture of me and my friends in high school. They had a large impact on my development because we grew up together from middle school up through high school. Each of us impacted each other in a different way, and I believe that they had a positive impact on my development. Next, we have the psychosocial development in adolescence. This is the identity versus identity confusion. This is when you're developing a sense of self and the role that you play in society. There's also fidelity. This is staying loyal and faithful to, or a sense of belonging to someone. Um, you also have identity achievement. I personally had identity achievement early in high school. I knew that I wanted to be a teacher, so I set goals that would help me achieve the goal of becoming a teacher. You also begin deciding on you begin making sexuality decisions, and relationships are very important during this time. Here's a picture of me and my boyfriend, Sawyer. We've been together for 5 years now, and he has affected my development extremely. I believe having a good relationship with him helped me develop. Also, having a good relationship with my parents allowed me to have a good relationship with others. So, them having that set in with me at an early age helped me to make good relationship with others. Finally, we have emerging adulthood. This is me last year graduating from Central Central Alabama Community College, and this really helped me to emerge into adulthood. This made me go from being a child to being an adult, graduating from a university, um, and gaining my associate's degree in science. Thank you for your time. And lastly, we have our references. I used A Child's World, the 13th edition, for all of the information I provided. And for the personal information and the pictures, they came from my mom, Melinda Forbes, who lives in Coosa County, and also my dad, John Forbes, who also lives in Coosa County. Thank you.